Hey there, Banner of Knowledge, and I thought today we'd do a quick unpacking video of a new flag that I just arrived. I usually go for a lot of these 3x5 foot polyester flags, I tend to go for Anley. They're usually pretty affordable, and honestly the quality of the polyester flags compared to other brands I've seen is pretty good. They do manufacture in China though, so if you're getting an American flag and you're really big on making sure that it's manufactured in the US, this wouldn't be the brand to go for. Anyways, with that aside, so this was, I ordered a Spanish flag to add to my collection, flag of Spain, and this was a 2-pack. I've actually already pulled out one of them here, and I've got it laid across my bed, as you can see. This personally is one of my favorite flag designs. I really like how the red and yellow contrast with each other like this, and when it flies in the wind, you can often see it sort of like lit up, and it almost looks like golden red, and it's a really nice flag, at least in my opinion. It strikes the eye. So, well, without further ado, let's unpack the second one here. There we go. It's nice and folded up like this, and we can just plop it on out like this. I like to grab it by this part here. There it is. Sort of see. You can see I've got an American flag in the background. I got lots of American flags. Anyways, I'll just lay this one right on top of it, and then we can talk a little bit about the symbolism of the Spanish flag. So, despite being a proud American, one European country that I have a particular interest in has usually been Spain, actually. And so I'm decently familiar with this flag. I've visited Spain lots of times, and it's, if you ever get the opportunity, I highly recommend it. It's a really nice country, honestly. And, you know, they're not, like a lot of Western European countries, they're really not so different from Americans in a lot of ways. Alright then, so let's dive into the symbolism of the Spanish flag a little bit. So right here in the center, we've got the coat of arms of Spain. Now, depending on what flag in Spanish history you're looking at, you're going to see a different coat of arms. This is the contemporary one after the dictatorship of General Francisco Franco ended, and the transition to democracy had come about under King Juan Carlos. They then changed the emblem from basically a very big, more complicated coat of arms is what they used to have, with an eagle in the background and a sun, and it would have had the logo, or motto, sorry, Una Grande y Libre, which is one great and free, which used to be the motto of Franco's regime. One Spain, great and free was the motto. But anyways, diving into the current coat of arms, you'll notice that a lot of the symbolism is similar if you'd seen the old one. Here we've got the crown, of course, representing the Bourbon dynasty, which is the most recent dynasty of the Spanish monarchy. The current king of Spain, Philip VI, and the one before him, Juan Carlos, his father, are all a part of that dynasty. Anyways, the crown is very obvious, represents the monarchy, of course. Now here, when you look at the coat of arms, you'll notice there's 4 sectors, right? One is a lion, one is a castle, one is just a banner, and the other one is like a coat of arms sort of thing as well. This represents the Kingdom of Castile, castle, right? The Leon, Castile-Leon, and then this here is Navarra, which is one of the regions of Spain, and then this is Aragon. The reason why you have these 4 logos here in the center, it's a nod to Spain's origins. So for those of you that do not know, the Iberian Peninsula used to be divided into a multitude of different regions that were all like their own kingdom with their own language. These 4 united into the modern country of Spain as we know it. These 4 kingdoms united to one kingdom known as Spain, as we know it, under Ferdinand and Isabel, if memory serves. So that's that more or less. And then here we've got a flower, and to be honest, I cannot remember the symbolism of the flower right now, so I'll have to come back to that. Maybe I can include that in the description for you guys, if you're very interested in it. But you'll notice here we've got 2 pillars. Now these 2 pillars have water beneath them, and in Latin they say plus ultra. So these 2 represent the Straits of Gibraltar. The Strait of Gibraltar, for those of you that do not know, is basically the body of water in between the southernmost tip of Spain and the northernmost part of the coast of Africa. So when you're sailing from the Atlantic into Europe, you have to pass through the Strait of Gibraltar. Now for a long time, if memory serves, it's from ancient Greek myth, people used to believe that the Strait of Gibraltar was the end Like, if you sailed beyond that, that's the end of the world. There's nothing beyond it. Nothing beyond. So the motto here, plus ultra, means further beyond. Because, as you know, in Spain's history of exploration, people did sail beyond the Strait of Gibraltar, and they discovered that there is something further beyond. So it used to just say beyond, nothing further beyond, and now it says further beyond. So it's a nod to that history of that. Now just looking at the background, getting away from the coat of arms, you see we've got red, big bar of yellow, and then red again. You're gonna have to forgive me in case I botch a bit of the symbolism here. However, but from what I recall, the yellow is meant to be representative of the sun to some degree, and I'm sure it also represents something else, usually some character of virtue or something like that. That's often the case with a lot of flags. And then, for the life of me, I cannot remember the red right now, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the description for you guys. Anyways, I was trying not to keep this too long, though I did monologue quite a bit there about the coat of arms, which I think is really one of the most interesting distinguishing features of this flag, because you don't see it very commonly that countries will put their coat of arms on their national flags. Perhaps on their ensign you might see the flag. Like I've got the flag of Poland, for example, and that's the state ensign version of it, in which they do have the coat of arms. However, most often, that's not even a real word, most often you won't see the coat of arms on the national flag, except for in the state ensign version, perhaps. And without further ado, I hope you've enjoyed this brief overview and unpacking of the Spanish flag. It's one of my favorite designs, personally. Let me know what's one of your favorite flags, and do you like this flag? And what's a flag that you might like to see an unpacking video of next? Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you're doing well. Like, subscribe, or don't, that's fine too. Till next time.